And your question set up some interesting resonance. During the meditation, I saw a variety of forms and a variety of, I don't know, you could say stories, explanations, tracings. But the most prominent one was that can you remember when the teaching was that we feed from the living? Everything comes from the living. As you would say, the soul comes from your cells when your body expires. Then the question would become, what happens next? Or is that it? Or is that all encompassing because there is so much there? There are a variety of writings that describe the continual ascent and descent of beings, Jacob's ladder, the spheres, the gates. All of these are experienced in a variety of ways, from an emotional point, highs to lows, from a cyclical point, progress, from a living point, from one emerges the other. For what would you say that you emerged from?
I think we, I think I, as a human being, emerged from something that resembled an amphibian.
An
It
amphibian.
came from the water and then adapted to living on land and went from there.
And how far back can you trace that? Or can you imagine that?
I can't imagine beyond the water already existing and the land already existing.
And now take that imagination and turn it in a different direction. And now, what do you believe that you will become after this particular experience has closed?
I always imagined I would become like air.
Like air.
Yeah.
And how about yourself?
Energy. I thought I would just be energy. Energy.
But you already are energy.
Yes. Yes, but in a different, without the physical body.
So you are fragmented.
Maybe,
I see.
maybe. I didn't think about it that way, but
Well, if there is one energy and then there's another energy, and you see that as the one energy being the body and the other energy as something else, that is a division.
Okay.
It's not about what you become, but what you believe you become. What is it about karma that you know of? And this will offer it may offer an interesting portal for you to gaze into. So, what do you know of karma?
Cause and effect.
In what way?
What you put out comes back to you
Okay, what you put out comes back to you.
in a real simple term.
Simplicity is often closer to being correct than anything else. And of yourself.
I see it as a cycle, like what Sharon said.
A cycle.
I receive, I give and then receive. Back and forth.
So, based on the cycle, what happens when you transition?
I don't know. I'm just going to fly away. I'm going to zoom around the universe. And then I'll settle down to study.
Zoom around the universe and settle down and study. But what is the universe?
To me, it's all that is out there that I can't understand, that goes beyond this physical form.
So you understand this physical form. You understand all that is happening around you.
Heavens no.
No. Then why would you want to zoom around the universe looking for more confusion?
I want to see. I just want to
See
see.
what?
I just want to see.
All that you see in the universe, you can see here, which is what people often overlook because they're too busy living something that they cannot possibly comprehend and believe that they understand. The universe, all that it contains, is within you. Do you understand you?
Not all the time, but sometimes I do. There are snippets of time when I get myself.
That is the universe.
That is universe.
Here is a question for you. At what point does the other side become a form of escape?
Hmm.
Here is the false premise. Life would be so much better on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you can never get to the other side because whatever side you happen to be on, you're always trying to escape from. And if you're always trying to escape from where you are at, you can never truly escape. Do you understand why?
This sounds like a paradox.
Here is another riddle. Then, if you live in the future and the future never arrives, are you living in the future?
See, my brain at this point has difficulty understanding that past, present, and future are all the same.
So what is your answer?
I don't have an answer.
Oh,
Quit looking to the zoom around the universe, I guess, when I shed this physical form.
wow.
Well, maybe we have an idea too that if we, if both are the, if trying to escape either one, if, I think we, as humans, we tend to think of passing on as being better than the life that we have here. That, oh, well, once I pass away, then I won't have this problem and I won't have that problem and I won't, life will be wonderful and I'll be at peace and, all of that. Cause I think that's what we tend to kind of believe,
Keep going.
but I'm not so sure that's the case. Because I think you take a lot of this stuff with you. And it doesn't just disappear the moment you're not in the physical body anymore. I'd like to think it disappeared, but I don't think it does. I've read things about people that have passed on that they takes time for them to journey beyond what all that they brought with them. It takes time to process all of that. And I'm not sure what happens in that situation. I guess I would hope that you would do come to peace with some of, with that and are able to move on and learn and grow spiritually once you move on. But I don't think it just happens immediately. I don't think it happens the moment you pass. I don't know. I've watched a lot of people talk about having these near-death experiences where they go here or they see this person there or there's an angel talking to them or there's it I think maybe all of those things happen. Maybe it's just your personal experience. Once you transition, you're still you. You're still you.
Very good. And you thought you were not learning anything.
I was. I was. It's
Everything you can do on the other side, you can do right here. You want a better life? Well, you don't have to get rid of this to have a better life. Start believing that your life is much better because you can never get to the other side because it's always the other side.
right.
It's always in the future. It's always in the past. It's always what you believe. Thus, where do we come from? Well, let's just say we come from you, and eventually we come from other existences that are on the other side. Remember, the coil, the cycle, this is where you are at. This is where you were. And you move upward very slowly, so slow that you cannot perceive it. And the interesting thing is, there is no top of the coil because it merely feeds in upon itself. all that you read about, the ladder, the lights, the spheres, the gates, are all matters of perception, a means of communication. When you read these spiritual visions of others, always remember that what you are reading is in someone else's language, and you have to decipher that language. All that I teach you, all that I say to you comes from me, but in order for it to get outward for you to hear in this realm, it must go through this one. So it is changed from my actual self through this self and outward and into each of you. It is continually changing. My original words, when they get to you, are no longer original. They are someone else's words. They are his words. And when you share the experience, they are your words. And the words, the descriptions continually change. So long as you can understand that, you will be far better than insisting upon a key that fits a certain lock. Do you understand?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
Well, I guess we have to trust the fact that even though the words have changed, that they are words that we can understand and process ourselves. Doesn't mean the words are wrong. It just means they're they're just in language that we would understand. Doesn't mean they're not right. It's like asking you speak Italian and I want you to interpret this in Portuguese. So it's going to be a little different. It's going to be different. And that's how I interpret that. It's just a different language.
Not that it is different. It is your responsibility to discern.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
And you.
Well, I had a grasp of a concept and I lost it, but it had to do with perceptions. It's always going to be a different perception.
It's always going to be your perception.
It's always going to be mine. It's always going to be however it comes through. Whatever starts at point A is going through different perceptions by the various interpreters before it gets to me. And then my perception is going to color it when I try to relay it to somebody else. And on and on and on.
Exactly.
Which means, of course, there is no end. But the originating thought or idea or experience is then mutated into something totally different when it comes to the person at the end.
Only there is no end.
Except there is no end.
And because there is no end, there is no beginning.
Yeah.
So all that you learn are echoes. Now that's a different teaching altogether. You may not be ready for that.
Oh, I like the sound of it though.
So you ask about culture.
Yeah.
What is your culture?
Mhm.
What is culture?
There's, I don't think there's a really good way to describe it because when I try to describe it, then I kind of get into civilization,
Mhm.
then there's societies, and then from there you've got
Yeah,
tribes, and then down from there you can have
it's a,
a culture and then a subculture of culture and,
right,
and
it's complicated.
well, we make it that way. I
Well,
know.
yes.
Make it that way.
Yeah.
So how can I say it? The way a group of people live, learn, teach, develop, raise their young,
All of the above.
take care of their sick.
So as you move through the coil, you will continue to experience a life similar to this with the next stage. And then as you progress, because there is always birth and death, and birth and death are points of transition.
Yes.
So there is always a transition from something into something else. And as that continues, for some, the fragmentation continues to break up until they are nothing. For others, the wholeness continues to gather into itself. And it's not that it is gathering into itself, it appears to be gathering into itself because those who believe in a wholeness believe themselves into something else. And there are many, many nuances. To put it bluntly, it is what you believe that carries you forward. If you believe in this concept of fragmentation, good, evil, God, the devil, if you believe yourself to be evil, then you will continue to be evil. If you believe yourself to be good, you will continue to be good. But what takes place is you continue as you are. And as you perceive yourself differently, then so too do you become different. As your beliefs change, so do you.
Mhm.
And since everything moves in a circular or cyclical fashion, what is incorporeal to the point of insubstantial becomes something substantial. It transitions. As you shed the parts that are no longer useful, eventually you yourself become dispersed because you have shed identity. And as you shed identity, all that is left of you comes together with other or others who have shed identity. And eventually you formulate what?
A new entity?
A new identity, precisely. So, do you understand why you can never reach the other side? Because you are already there. Does this answer your inquiries sufficiently?
For the time being, I have to digest this. I have to ruminate.
Are there any other questions you would like to explore?
We're good.
Yeah, I need to digest this too. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Then I will bid you farewell.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so, through my meditation, I saw like jellyfish in one instance, just kind of moving about peacefully. In another instance, everything was so spread out that it was like gravy over top biscuits.
Mm.
Hmm.
And in another instance, it was like a cobwebs.
Hmm.
Mm.
So many, many resonances.